Check out thechosenprime.com in the link in the description below for this and other great items.
Alright, welcome everyone to another Radio Free Cybertron review. This review, or a review, is well overdue, and I apologize to everyone who's been watching my reviews because I was in the process of moving, and I finally moved, and I'm finally getting back on recording these reviews to bring to you guys. So thanks again everyone who's, asked me when are we coming back, or when are there going to be some more reviews, because that really did help encourage me to bring a review to you again. Here is Unite Warriors Decepticon Combaticons Combiner Bruticus. It's the UW-07, and because this is my first box set review, I just wanted to do an overview of the packaging in case you're watching this review and you don't know, what these Unite Warrior packaging look like. It's got the nice Transformers in red on the side here, Unite Warriors down here, UW-07, as I said, Decepticon Combaticons Combiner Bruticus, Transformers up here in the corner. On the top you have Unite Warriors, again with all the writing, same thing on this side. The bottom you have some warnings, and Unite Warriors again. UPC, and finally on the back you have a really nice picture of Bruticus himself and all the combiners in both their modes, and this says that you can put these guys anywhere you want in that circle, or any other Unite Warriors or Combiner Wars figures that you might have. So that's it for the packaging. Oh, no, it's not it for the packaging. See how cool these boxes are? I forgot that this has some magnets in here, which is so much better than when they use Velcro, because the Velcro always wears off where the magnets won't. And then in here you have a nice picture window, plastic display casing to see all your goodies and vehicles in their beautiful vehicle modes. And then up top here, which I just have to raise the camera up for a lot, let's try and bend this down, you just have that same or a different picture of Bruticus, tech specs, and it's nice that they give them to you in English too. And I think they're starting to realize that this is no longer, a continent or a country that is going to be purchasing these. These really are going into a global market now, and I think that's the way everyone should look at it, is, these products are meant for a global audience. And then Combaticons over here in both modes again, standing next to each other, so it gives you a nice size comparison between them all in both modes. And yeah, tech specs, as I was starting to say, strength 10, intelligence looks like maybe a 3, speed is a 1, endurance is a 9, rank is a 5, courage is a 10, fire blast is a 8, and skill is a 6. So there you have his tech specs. And just because of the transformations are pretty much similar to what we've seen except Blastoff, I'm going to do Blastoff's full transformation in both modes, and then we're going to go right into Bruticus combined. So we'll return and everything will be out of this amazing packaging. So here Bruticus is in his vehicle modes, and really liking the paint on these, just pulling them out of the package. Everyone has their hand-foot gun. Some of them are actually colored to the vehicle, at least the feet are. I don't know if Blastoff's is. It's kind of, the only one that's kind of oddly colored. I guess the hands are... Yeah, they're both about the same color. So at least the feet are going to match on this, which is something that everyone seems to be liking. It's important to note that everyone comes with a gun. Brawl comes with his. Blastoff comes with his, the little black gun up top there. The only one that doesn't come with a gun, of course Onslaught comes with 2, Brawl comes with 1, is Alpha Bravo. No, I know it's not Alpha Bravo, Vortex. So he is the only one that doesn't come with guns, and I guess that's just the way the original mold was, so there was never a gun in his mold. So, really nice detail on this guy though, even the rotors painted. The blue on both him and Onslaught are really nice. So, but that's the vehicle team. Again, we'll just do a quick view of all of them. There's Vortex. Here's Brawl. Brawl is a little bit, doesn't seem like he's tabbed together all the way like he should be. Straight out of the box, so we'll see in transformation how that goes. Onslaught, again, the blue on this is just amazing. Really, really nice. It's almost that Trax blue. Here you go. Swindell, everyone's favorite Combaticon. And he's actually a little bit more mustard than what's coming up on camera. On camera it looks like, and again, once I go to editing it always changes a little bit, but to me it looks a little bit more brown in the video than what's actually showing up in life. In real person. This game we call life. And then, of course, the star of this box set, because he actually is a shuttle and not just a plane. I love Hasbro, but I don't really know why they went that route. So, here you go. And then again, his own gun. Just take a quick look at that. It's just all black plastic. Same on both sides. And then I think if you want, you could put the gun underneath, and kind of the same way Vortex, you could put his foot on the bottom side to display him. You can do that with Blastoff too. It's not going to be center, but there are 2 peg holes in his chest that you can use. And let's see if that'll... Oh, it's kind of... It won't actually stand. It tips over. I thought you were going to be able to use that, but... No, you're not. So, sorry about that. There is one... it's not even long enough. There's a tab right in there, but this post is not long enough to actually go in. So... Let's move this stuff out of the way. And again, we'll just take a look at the paint apps, which are plenty thanks to this being a Takara release. Unite Warriors, of course, which is what they named their Combiner Wars series. Nice Decepticon logo up top. Got 3 little black painted pieces up here. Black all the way on the side. The arms are brown, or tan with a little bit of brown. Or light brown with a little bit of dark brown, however you want to look at that. Then the jets are a nice purple. And the bottom side, you don't see too much robot. You do see his arms, and his head is turned around backwards. But let's go ahead and transform this guy. One thing I forgot to show you before we get into transformation is his little gun here can actually plug into the front there, and it does have a little wheel molded into it, so that is supposed to be his wheel. And there's some silver wheels back there, so he has landing gear. Of course, doesn't roll, but you know, the attempt was there to put this in. And I must say, after transforming this guy, I really like him. I don't know if it's because this was led by Takara, so it's a little bit more involved than a standard combiner. Someone's going to tell me I'm wrong, or standard deluxe combiner. Someone's going to tell me I'm wrong. So if I am wrong, I'm going to leave it up to I just am excited to have a new Combiner Wars figure. That's not a repaint of something else, or a remold, or whatever. So let's go ahead and get into transformation on him. First thing we want to do is we're going to lift up this top. There's two little notches right here that plug into these ports up top there. So we're going to bring that back. It brings this whole section down. We're going to slide out these two side pieces. And this is the weird part. You have to flip his nose cone down before you go in to put it away. Because if you try and flip the nose cone or push this up, it'll just pop off. So flip that down, push that in, and you can close up these, or actually you don't even have to close up the side pieces. We're going to leave that out for now. Next thing you're going to do is just unpeg the arms. They swing up just like that. We'll come back to the front, make sure that's all the way down, and then that just clips in there, and then you can push those side pieces in. You'll feel it clip, and that gives you the front of Blastoff. And now the legs come down to the side. These legs do not like to stay tabbed together except for this additional piece up here, this extra wing. That holds it together quite nicely. If they didn't have this piece, it would not hold together as nice. So we can go ahead and split the legs, and as you can see the gimmick, or not the gimmick, but how the transformation works. And some of the same Combiner Wars Deluxes had the same transformation for the legs. I don't know which one. There's probably 7 of them that have that transformation. So now that we got the legs done, we can rotate his waist around. And then the feet will flip up just like that. These wings can flip back. And then on the back of the legs, these pieces can either rotate in like this for the bottom of his feet or the back of his legs, or you can pop these pieces off, and this is one of the reasons it's a little bit more involved than a typical deluxe Combiner Wars figure to me. You can pop them in these holes on the back and give him a back fin if you want. Just like that. So there is Brawl, all combined. What I really like about this guy is he even has an little ankle tilts. Not many deluxes can say that. Thinking maybe some of the Combiner Wars do, but I thought that was neat because I didn't realize that they were actually going to have them in there. And there is an alternate transformation you can do on this guy. These arms do tab in for vehicle mode, so you just got to untab them for the first part of the bend, and then there's nothing. But you can get a full, like 180 out of these things. So that's pretty amazing. Shoulders go all the way out about that far, full 360. The head you can get a good amount of down, not too much up. You get a little side to side, so you can get a little bit of a waggle going on. And then this piece is hinged so he can look down very far, which I don't know what... Oh, I know why they need that. They need that for when the Combiner War pin comes up. Okay. So yeah, that explains that. And then there is an alternate transformation you can do on this guy if you want. It basically involves rotating the waist around. We'll move these down to his legs, down to where they're supposed to be. And then I believe XB from Radio Free Cybertron, or Chris from Radio Free Cybertron, was talking about that there's a way to do an alternate transformation on him. And it gives him a little bit of a plain front, but you can do that and keep this space shuttle bit on the back if you want. And then even if you don't like these rockers in the front, you can rotate his waist around and kind of make these the front. It doesn't really do much for toes, and his knees are going to bend weird unless you do it on the inside and flip it around. But yeah, there's a bunch of, oh, that's not right, the foot tilts aren't. But anyway, just what I'm trying to say with this figure is there's a lot of configurations you can do with him, which makes it super, super neat. And I guess you could still have these on the front if you wanted. Put them on the front there. There you go. He's almost a shark. They can remold that into some sort of shark, I'm sure. So I guess Piranhacons, maybe? He'd make a good Piranhacon. And then let's go ahead and bring the whole team in just to give you an idea how they all look together. So here we have the whole Combaticons teammates in their robot modes. And we're just going to take a quick look at each one. They do look really nice. I noticed that these two, Brawl and Swindell, also do have ankle tilts. I haven't played with Combiner Wars figures in a while, so basically the whole end of Combiner Wars has been me trying to move and moving and all that fun stuff. But let's go ahead and take a look at each one of these guys individually, so you can see nice red and orange paint on Brawl. Really like that head sculpt. You got some additional paint decals down here, some additional silver here. He can undersling his gun. Also, Blast Off and Swindell can. Alpha Bravo cannot. Vortex, because of the way his guns are molded on his hands. That bottom missile, it gets in the way of that. So, and here's the back of Brawl. Get him out of the way. Get Onslaught out here, which he looks excellent. Again, I really like the blue. Nice orange eyes. His head can look down a good amount. It is on a ball joint, but it really can't look up too much. Some nice paint decals on the chest there with the Decepticon symbol. See, it's definitely been a while. Got a little bit of silver paint on the side there. A little bit of silver paint up front. And here's the back of him, just so you can see the full backpack. And I know, most of you guys have seen the Combiner Wars Combaticons already, so that's why we're doing just a quick run through. And his ratchets are super tight. He even has them in the legs there. You can hear really tight on this guy. I never opened my other Onslaught, my US Onslaught, so do not know. Blast Off we already took a look at. Again, they did a really nice job with him. I really hope that he eventually gets a US release. And I really like on the eyes, even though it's all silver, the mouth and the eyes, just because the eyes sit back a little bit, they really pop. In some of these, they almost look white, but they're not. They're definitely a lighter silver than the mouthpiece, which, just gives it that pop. And then there's white right above there. So those three colors really make an interesting really interesting paint job for him. And you have Swindell. Again, I love the big purple eyes on him. Just amazing. Nice detailing all throughout. I think he's pretty similar to the US release. And then same thing here with Vortex, who, in my opinion, is the weakest one out of the bunch. But it was probably the first Combiner Wars figure that they made, so that makes sense. And you can see the additional blades. He does have 4, as opposed to the 2 for the typical Alpha Bravo. Face sculpt is really nice with those red eyes. Decepticon symbol on the chest. Got some nice blue detailing throughout. Some blue paint down there also. So let's go ahead and get these guys in their combined mode. So let's go ahead and form Bruticus. And there's one problem with that. I realized I didn't flip up the combiner ports on the legs. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. Yep, that's not going to work. Remember, it's been a while since I've messed with these, so let's go ahead and flip that around. Actually, I don't think I've ever taken the whole Hasbro wave of Bruticus never actually came out of packaging, so this is my first time experiencing all these figures. Just get that clipped in. And we'll get that clipped in. And a word of warning, be careful when you're putting his legs back in. I did manage to stress the blue plastic, and I think I can hit that with a hairdryer, and that'll go away. But just be careful and know that that is a possibility that they could stretch right there. Let's go ahead and bring the camera up. And this is how I like to pose my arms. You can see any place I could put extra weapon, or store the weapons where it wouldn't be in the way, I did. Just pop this in. Again, I might need to just adjust things a little bit. Come on. There we go. One arm in. And blast off is really any way you want to pose it. You can take these wings off and leave them on. Again, it will hold it a little bit better if you use that piece to hold the bottom part of the legs together, because they do want to come apart for whatever reason. At least on mine. Your mileage could vary on that. And then you can see on Vortex, I have these angled up just a little bit. You can angle them. I just figured if they're angled up a little bit, it kind of gets them out of the way of the arm movement. But you can, again, angle them however you want. And it does suffer from the too big a stance. Let me move him back a little bit as I'm hitting the camera. That is the first detent because they are ratcheted, so that is what you get out of the box. He does look really great. I really like the paint on him. Onslaught's white faceplate with red eyes and gray helmet is just beautiful. As a whole, he's a lot nicer in hand, even than the photos make him look. You can see from behind, he doesn't even look bad on the backside. So he is just a really impressive Bruticus, and definitely a worthy addition to your shelf. Make sure you check out the link in the description below if you want to pick this guy up at the Chosen Prime. And I want to thank Brandon at this Chosen Prime for his awesome customer service, and he's always been great to deal with, and everyone should be buying from him. So we'll see you next time, and thanks again for watching. And next time, I promise the review won't take 6 months to get out.